Demolish limits, not negotiate with them, not respect them, not document them with neat little labels like capacity and balance. Demolish them until they crack, until they bend, until they stop pretending to be laws and reveal themselves as habits you've practiced so long they started wearing uniforms. Your job is not to get comfortable with fences. Your job is to take the tools you have and strike the same point until the fence splits. You will swing long after your arms burn, long after your mood sours, long after the chorus in your skull advocates truce. You keep swinging until it breaks. Limits are not sacred. They're agreements. Some you made with fatigue, some with fear, some with people who needed you smaller so they could stand taller. Some with a calendar that drifted into chaos while you told stories about how busy you are. You can nullify an agreement by replacing it with performance. Performance at scale. Performance on schedule. Performance that forces even your critics to accept new terms. Start by redefining what a limit is. A limit is the edge where your current system fails. That's it. It's not your destiny. It's not your personality. It's the last mile your present mechanics can carry. So you don't cry about the edge. You map it. You build a plan to push it outward through deliberate strain, measured rest, and relentless iteration. Feelings are not levers. Mechanics are. Morning is where you prove you mean this. The alarm is not an opinion poll. It's an order. On the first tone, you sit up, feet to the floor, water down, light on, air in, air out. You move before your mood files an objection. That first 60 seconds is a small wall with a big voice. Scale it daily. Each clean ascent writes code into your nervous system. When a wall appears, I climb. You will need that reflex all day while you stack reps against bigger walls. Demolition requires targeting. Vague effort spreads your force too thin to break anything. So tonight, you will write tomorrow in verbs and numbers. 3 outcomes: body, work, relationships. Press 5 working sets at programmed load, exact tempo. Produce 1,500 words and ship by 11:45. Open 12 conversations and close 1 firm commitment. The paper is your blueprint. You don't negotiate with blueprints mid-swing. You follow them and the building comes down. Your environment must become a weapon. Remove tools of drift. The bedroom is dark, cool, screenless. The desk is a production line, not a museum. 1 task open, timer visible, door closed, water staged. The phone lives somewhere else during deep work and never in the bedroom. The kitchen holds food that fuels output, not chemistry that invites collapse at 3 p.m. The gym bag stays packed, shoes where your feet land. The path of least resistance must point at action. When the swing is the easiest move, you swing more. Stop exercising at random. Train with a plan. The body is your first machine. Upgrade it. Push, pull, hinge, squat, carry. Progressive overload with strict form. Log sets, reps, loads, and tempo. Film sticky lifts to police technique. Do not live at failure. Live at mastery under increasing load. The last clean rep performed while your lungs plead for mercy is a message to the rest of your life. I finish under pressure with integrity. That message echoes at the desk in the negotiation. Inside your boundaries, across your sleep discipline. Demolition requires uninterrupted force. That means deep work blocks. 45 to 90 minutes. 1 task. Timer running. Inputs off. Door closed. No switching. Switching pretends to multiply. It divides. You'll hold the line until the bell. The itch to peak, this the wall asking you to stop hitting the same brick. Ignore the itch. The wall cracks for people who keep striking the same point with full attention. Food is not therapy. It is chemistry that either supports or sabotages the next swing. Eat like an operator with deliverables. Protein at every meal, vegetables heavy, fiber steady, water high, sugar low, alcohol rare to none while you rebuild. Caffeine on schedule, not as a bailout for broken sleep. Stable chemistry produces stable decisions. Stable decisions elongate streaks. Streaks break walls. Sleep is where strain becomes strength. Without consistent sleep, you're swinging with a dull hammer. Set a shutdown ritual. Capture your wins, your misses, and the fix. Write tomorrow's first action. Devices down. Room cool and dark. Same wake time. 8 predictable hours. People addicted to late night noise think they're living. They are leaking. Close the leaks. Arrive sharp. Swing heavier. Install failure rules so misses don't become wreckage. On the platform, 3 honest attempts. If the rep doesn't move with form, deload by a defined percentage and accumulate quality volume, return next cycle. In sales, ask, 2 follow-ups, archive and move. In production, draft twice, ship, iterate publicly. In sleep, miss lights out. Next evening's shutdown begins 90 minutes earlier. In focus, violate the block. Add 5 minutes and restart now. These rules convert drama into direction. The wall doesn't care about your feelings. It responds to force applied repeatedly with form. Raise the price of breaking your word. If violating your standards costs nothing, you'll do it often. Create consequences that you respect. Skip training without legitimate cause. Add conditioning to the next session. Miss the morning block? The evening block grows. Scroll during deep work? 5 minutes added and clock restarts. You are not punishing. You're teaching your system that your laws are expensive to breach. Expensive laws get obeyed. Run a minimum effective day when chaos hits. The wall loves storms because storms make people drop tools, not you. Your floor protocol protects forward motion. 1 clean meal, 1 perfect heavy set, or 30 minutes of honest conditioning. 1 90-minute block on the highest lever. 1 repair if you broke a promise. Lights out on time. Floors prevent zeros. 0 days break streaks. Broken streaks rebuild walls. Train carries. Load in hands. Walk. Quiet face. Steady breath. Finish the distance. Carries teach you to hold shape under noise. Life is carries. Reputation, obligation, promises, expectations. Weak minds drop weight and draft essays. Strong minds finish and set down with control. Put carries in your week until your spine remembers what your mouth claims. Use breath as a lever. Long exhales tame panic. 4 in, 6 out, 2 minutes. Before a heavy set, a hard call, a boundary statement. A presentation. Calm is not weekend spa energy. Calm is applied control while swinging. Your breath keeps your swing rhythmic when the wall laughs at you. Guard inputs. News cycles engineered to keep you outraged will not break your wall. Gossip won't. Endless novelty won't. If the input will not change what you will do today, it waits. Read source material and practitioners with receipts. Consume in scheduled windows and then close the windows. Your attention is the hammer's arc. Don't hand it to entertainers mid-swing. Say hard sentences early and clean. This deliverable doesn't meet the standard. Correction due by 1600. Price is X. Terms are Y. I'm unreachable 0800 to 1000. We pause this engagement until A and B are delivered. These lines sound harsh only to people who prefer walls intact. Clarity hurts once. Vagueness extracts interest forever. Speak to yourself in commands, not commentary. Up, begin, finish, send. 2 more calls, lights out. Short words move bodies. Long paragraphs feed the wall. Respect money like physics. Build an offer that solves a real problem. Present it clearly. Ask with a deadline. Follow up twice. Deliver clean. Raise price when quality and demand justify it. Track revenue drivers, not vanity. When a wall exists between you and revenue, fix the offer, the audience, the ask, or the cadence. Don't post about hustle and call it demolition. Deliver value on schedule. Walls prefer noise. Money respects throughput. Your circle sets your ceiling. Anchors normalize the wall and call it balance. Multipliers normalize standards and ask for receipts. Spend time with multipliers. Trade metrics. How many sets at tempo? How many blocks shipped? Pipeline today. What broke and how did you fix it? If someone needs you to break your rules to prove friendship, they're asking you to pick their wall over your mission. Decline. Adopt seasonal planning. Heavy weeks. Deloads. Sprints. Launch windows. Skill cycles. Recovery slots. Put them on the calendar with verbs and numbers. Moods don't care about demolition. Seasons do. You'll still adapt to data. You will not drift. Drifting builds prettier fences. Define enough so discipline doesn't become self-harm. Enough sessions this week. Enough blocks today. Enough sleep tonight. Enough follow-ups. Enough revenue targets. When enough is met, shut down. Recovery converts strain into strength. Without conversion, you turn into rubble. Rubble does not swing. Do fear drills daily. One ask that raises your pulse. One deliverable shipped publicly. One price said out loud. One conversation you've avoided. Fear is the union rep for your wall. It threatens, negotiates, slows. Exposure dissolves its leverage. Act while fear speaks. After enough reps, fear sounds like a cartoon. Keep a receipts ledger, date, sleep hours, sessions completed, sets, reps, loads, tempo, steps, deep blocks closed, drafts shipped, offers sent, follow-ups, revenue closed, repairs made, boundaries enforced. Read it when doubt shouts. There's the evidence. Read it when pride swells. There's the context. Read it when you hit something harder than usual. There's the proof you are the kind of person who finishes. Befriend boredom. Boring is the furnace where compounding lives. The same patterns progressed. The same blocks defended. The same food chosen. The same bedtime honored. The same debrief written. The same follow-up sent. The same hammer lifted. Same spot struck again and again and again. The wall will not fall to novelty. It falls to persistence that looks like stubbornness to the untrained. Stop asking for motivation. Ask for friction. The wall dies when effort meets resistance daily. Your answer is a loop. Wake, move, train, ship, ask, follow up, fuel, repair, sleep, repeat. Add load, reduce switching, shorten the missed to correction window. Increase the price for violating standards. That's the loop. The loop is boring. The loop works. When pain arrives, discriminate. Injury is a stop sign. Fix form, adjust load, rebuild. Intensity is the toll. Breathe, maintain shape, continue. Boredom is a cue. Shrink the frame and finish. Anxiety is a signal. Lengthen exhale. Act once. The untrained label all pain as stop. The trained read it and choose the correct response. Correct choices under load break walls. Reject fairness as a requirement. Walls don't care how you feel about symmetry. They yield to force. If resources are unequal, out-discipline. If discipline is equal, out-learn. If learning is equal, outlast. There is always a lever you control. Find it and pull until your hands shake. Engineer automatic wins. Stage your shoes. Fill your water. Pack your bag. Pre-open the document and type the title. Place the dumbbells in the line of sight. Prep protein and vegetables. Put the phone charger in the kitchen. When decisions are pre-made by design, you keep swinging on days when your head is noisy. Publish before you're ready. You cannot demolish a wall in your mind. Reality pays for contact. Version 1 is supposed to look crude. Post it. Offer it. Present it. Learn from the hit or the silence. Adjust. Swing again. 1,000 crude swings become one clean break. People polishing perfect hammers never touch the wall. Stop managing impressions. Manage throughput. Impressions are weather. Throughput is climate. Climate is the rate at which you convert time into finished work. Raise it by eliminating switching, enforcing floors, pre-staging actions, and honoring shutdowns. Throughput builds reputation. Reputation opens rooms. Rooms with higher ceilings have thinner walls. Expect sabotage. You will try to talk yourself into stopping at minute 45 of a 60-minute block. You will argue the last set is unnecessary. You will tell yourself the ask can go out tomorrow. You will want to soften a boundary to avoid a face. That is the wall hiring your voice. Don't work for your enemy. Finish the block. Finish the set. Send the ask. State the line. The moment you act, the voice loses power. Never miss twice. Missing once is human. Twice is a decision. If lunch collapses, dinner repairs. If you skip a session, tomorrow you show and add a finisher. If you violate the block, restart now with extra minutes. If you break a promise, repair today. The distance between a miss and your correction defines the thickness of your wall. Shorten it until misses are brief, forgettable dents. Use anger correctly. Heat without output is tax. Heat with conversion is fuel. When it rises, root it into a lever within 60 seconds. Push-ups, a hill sprint, a paragraph shipped, a price stated, a boundary enforced. You are not here to rehearse speeches. You are here to break something that held you too long. Choose rooms where results are normal. Hard rooms that ask for numbers, not stories. Where great energy is replaced with show what you shipped. Where potential is replaced with pipeline. Where busy is replaced with delivered. Hard rooms compress time because they remove applause for effort and reserve it for outcomes. You will feel exposed. Good. Exposure accelerates skill. If you struggle, shrink the fight. One brick, one swing, 1 minute, one rep, one email, one call, one sentence. The mind panics at the size of the wall. It quiets when you narrow the frame. Complete the next unit with form. Repeat. Minutes compound into cracks. Cracks link into breaks. Document the demolition. Not for the internet. For you. Keep a small book or a plain text file. Date where you swung, what moved, what didn't, what you'll do next. Patterns emerge. Patterns tell you which tool to pick up tomorrow. Patterns keep you honest when nostalgia lies about how hard you tried. Set law, not hopes. I train 4 days a week. I run a 90-minute deep block before noon. I do 2 revenue actions daily. I sleep at 22:30. I follow up twice on every ask. Laws are enforced. Hopes are optional. Optional is how walls regenerate. Define the target wall in each domain. Body, a lift that stalls forever. A pace that never breaks. A range you avoid. Pip one. Program for it. Film it. Progress tempo, load, or density. Attack until it moves with form. Work, the draft that never ships. The product stuck in polished limbo. The offer you never present. Set a deadline you respect. Ship in public. Accept signal. Iterate on signal. Repeat. Money. Pricing you're afraid to say. Pipeline you never build. Asks you never make. Write the copy. Create the list. Voice the number calmly. Add follow-ups. Track closures, not intentions. Relationships. The conversation you avoid. The boundary you don't enforce. The breach you won't repair. Say the sentence. Hold the line. Fix what you damaged. Do it cleanly and early. Sleep. The shutdown you never do. The screen you always hold. The wake time you treat like a suggestion. Start the ritual. Move the phone. Obey the first tone. Protect the next morning like it pays your rent, because it does. Then hit each wall daily, not all at once. One hard swing per domain beats a dozen lazy taps. Rotate strain intelligently. Heavy here, deload there. But never skip demolition entirely. The wall counts the days you rest. It grows back while you compose speeches. Take asymmetric shots. One introduction that collapses months of knocking. One collaboration that removes a class of problems. One product that scales without your constant presence. The downside is pride. The upside is a blueprint through the wall. Pride heals. Time doesn't. Swing. When you break through, do not build a shrine on the rubble. Walls come in layers. Celebrate by logging the crack and setting the next target. People who party at mileposts become relics at mile 50. People who mark and move become dangerous. You will be accused of being rigid. Fine. Rigidity is what people call consistent standards that don't bend for their comfort. You will be called obsessed. Fine. Obsession is what people call focus when their own attention leaks. You will be called lucky. Good. Luck favors the hammer that never leaves the hand. End your day on purpose. Debrief. What you aimed at. What you hit. What missed. What you will change. Reset the space. Write the first move for morning. Lights down. Sleep. Tomorrow the wall will be where you left it, only thinner. You will arrive with a sharper tool and a steadier hand. Demolish limits until it breaks, until the old ceiling is floor, and you are bored at an altitude that used to make you dizzy. Until your name is said in rooms you once stared at through glass, because your numbers travel there even when you don't. Until your body stops negotiating and starts executing. Until your calendar reads like a set of laws you enforce without mood. Until your circle speaks receipts, not rumors. Until the quiet in your head is not because you surrendered, but because you kept a promise so long your nervous system understands who is in charge. Tomorrow is not a poem. It's a schedule. Wake on the first ring. Drink water. Move until sweat makes your shirt honest. Train your pattern with form. Protect a 90-minute block and close it without switches. Eat for function. Ask for something that matters. Follow up twice. State the boundary you owe. Repair what you broke. Record your receipts. Shut down on time. Sleep. Pick a brick. Aim. Swing. Again. 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 The wall will say you're cruel, extreme, unrealistic, too much. Walls always say that right before they split. Keep swinging until it breaks. And look up at the daylight you earned. Point to the next wall and repeat the only sentence that has ever built anything worth keeping. Begin.